Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 46. Nasdaq's off 8. S&P's up 1.5. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Darrell Martin from Apex Investing Institute. Darrell Martin, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man.
Morning, Darrell.
So we get lots of action out here. We get, I know you always like news events, and of course the premier news event, well, you get a couple of them. Netflix blew apart, but I guess when we're talking news events as to moving currencies, metals, bottom line is that Powell just started testifying. He moved that gold market around, that's for sure. He slammed that baby down.
Going on the market and the economy and the policy and everything else, and so, yeah, that's like rocking things.
Yes, and you know, currency-wise, so what have you been looking at out here currency-wise, Darrell?
On the currencies, obviously, there's always, quite a bit to check out. This morning, I'm looking specifically, obviously, like, pound dollar. There's been a lot of, pound in the news lately with everything going on, pound yen. And also, obviously looking at gold. I consider that the currency as well in the sense of, how you trade it. So, but gold and oil are going good. ES and NASDAQ are great. And then, pound, wasn't really on the top of my list this morning just with Powell talking.
Okay.
But I was more looking over at the gold markets with that. But, yeah, I mean, pound's basically been the main currency I've been focusing on over the last, few weeks with everything going on with Brexit and
that Brexit, there's no doubt, man. It'd be really wild if that's a wild card and all of a sudden they say, hey, there's no Brexit anymore.
They got a lot to work out.
They do, man.
To see what happens.
They do.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, man.
They underestimated it a little bit, so, but pound's dropping as they're trying to figure it out.
Which is remarkable. I was just, not to cut you off, but which is remarkable, right? Because every news report, I feel like, has been always like, oh, well, they're at an impasse, but they just need to negotiate it out. And it's like, but they're at a big impasse in terms of what that involves. But go ahead, And,
we've learned that markets and decisions can move pretty quickly. Once you think that you're gonna get a split, and all of a sudden, hey, guess what? There's no more split.
Things get done.
There's going to be another election.
Yeah.
It seems like every few months we have an election in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm exaggerating a little, but the reality is
they can call an election.
Right.
It's
right.
Not, yeah.
Right.
They can.
Hey, so your man John Skelton, he's going to be doing a workshop over at Nadex. Can it's trading key levels with Nadex binaries. Can you tell us about it a little?
Yeah, he'll go into, important levels such as, magnet levels. And, like obviously we talk about that a lot.
Yes.
And how magnets impact the market. And then he'll also go into ICE, like volume-based zone levels.
Yeah.
Just, the highest points of volume in the previous day and the deviation.
And when he's looking
at where the volume was in the previous day.
Right. And inside this webinar, folks, he's going to be identifying key levels, reading the markets, what are order prints, and he's going to be doing this on the binaries, right?
Yeah, he'll get the binaries, and obviously you can apply it to spreads as well.
Okay.
So, nice. And what he'll do is he'll look at those key levels and how the market's moving between them, and he'll look at, volume accumulation over a trend. And one of the biggest things is how to look at real breakouts versus false breakouts.
Okay.
And using volume to help you see what a real breakout is versus a false breakout, because so many traders get caught in those false breakouts. And, how to trade those breakouts with, binaries.
Yeah.
So, and the biggest thing that we found to help out with that is a simple indicator that we have over at Apex Investing, which is called VAD. Again, it's volume accumulation distribution. And it literally looks at the volume as it's increasing over the course of the trend. And you'll notice whether it's continuing to increase on that breakout or whether it's declining. And if it's declining, then it's just, little, pop out and it's going to go right back in. But if it's increasing, then that gives us a better probability setup of an actual true breakout.
Yeah. Last week when the Canadian government came out with that, the rate, I don't know if they were rate increase or decrease, but that Canadian dollar, man, that was some move. First it went down and then it went through the moon.
I was
right.
Yeah. That's, you talk about volatility, that's where you get that volatility, no doubt, in spades. And that's what happens, folks. That's inside the Nadex product, okay, because you get defined risk. There's no way you could have stayed in a Forex trade. Oh, you would have got blown out.
I saw that spike.
Leverage-wise, you would have got blown out.
Because we had talked to a couple people. Were we talking to you about it, Daryl? I know we
Gail
talked to
Mercer.
Gail,
We
who's
were
coming up
talking
at
to-
10:40
yeah,
about
right.
it, and so I was peeking in on your Bloomberg the next day. I said, "Oh
Yeah.
man, look at that spike!" And then 10 minutes later, or 15, it was right back to that level. Yeah.
It was amazing.
So just to plug where they can sign up for that, it's over in the Nadex Educational Webinars. You can get there right under Breaking News on TFNN, Nadex Educational Webinars, and then you just scroll down. There's the man John Skelton. So that is Thursday at 1 o'clock, and you can sign up there.
cool.
Nice.
So, what do you think of the S&P right now?
Well, with industrial production moving, we had a nice move on that this morning. But I'm liking the moves today, finally. So yesterday was pretty, boring.
Yeah.
But today we're getting some nice moves. And, I think just, the more volatility we can get, especially in the summertime, the better.
It's pretty wild how the market just keeps shaking everything off.
Yesterday was such a tight trading range. I was looking
It
at
was.
the Dow had like 40 points almost,
Right.
outside of a couple small outliers. 40 points for a day in the Dow was
And
like, what is
that means Bowen just moved 20 cents.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty-
All the fun was for after hours, I guess, with
Yeah.
Netflix rocking, and then, yeah.
And,
Yeah, I mean, Netflix moved everything.
Oh.
So everything's down. And, the S&P just finally climbed all the way back up and, filled its gap from this morning.
yeah.
And,
And something to keep in mind.
About 10 points. It wasn't huge, but at least it was a nice smooth move up this morning.
Sure, not
Sure.
10 points, yeah.
And something to keep in mind yesterday, we were talking about this on the morning show yesterday, these volatility trades, folks, inside the Nadex platform. Now, as long as inside the NDX 100, that baby, that was a nice deal yesterday because you had the NQ futures go down 60 points between 4 and 4:15.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So there's
okay?
your 405
Right.
bar from, high like 73.75 to
Yep.
a low of 73.25, and that's just in the 5-minute, and there's your 410 bar, which is still in play
Yes.
for the 415 expiration.
Right. And you absolutely have to make sure, though, that they are coming out, well, first off, that it's a large weighting inside the NDX, and that they're coming out before 4:15.
Yeah.
Yes. But we're going to have a lot of them. Amazon's coming up, Google's coming up, Facebook's coming up. Bottom line is
earnings
that,
season, baby.
oh, big time. And, what we did have yesterday is that as Netflix come out, it took everything down. The
Yeah,
only thing that it took...
It dropped like, 40, 50 points yesterday, like right in that 5-10 minute period.
Oh, yeah. It was 63
Not bad.
points, to be exact. 63 points down before it closed. Yeah. And,
That was a perfect way to play. Yeah.
yeah, and bottom line is that if you haven't test-driven yet the product, folks, just come to our website, hit the banner, bring it up. The demo is really important so you can understand how these contracts move and basically how the contracts are set up.
I agree.
Particularly if you're going to be basically, well, it doesn't matter. You got to understand them, period.
You get to learn when things move, right?
You do.
And things
You
are
do.
moving on earnings, and on, I keep pulling up the top live with Powell speaking today. You could see some gold spikes throughout the day, depending on, he might, I'm sure he's going to start taking questions, right? And then you go beyond the prepared remarks. We'll see what he has to say.
Daryl, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it. We're going to look forward to John's workshop on Thursday.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll see
Thanks,
you then.
Daryl.
Take care, man.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back.